Hey guys, welcome to Immatics AI Academy. This is Asif. We are continuing our how-to series with the next level of agents that we are building out. We started out building agents we built out this stock trading agent, and we're going to take it to the next level. The first agent that we built, we used AI to build the agent, but we didn't use AI within the agent itself, and that was a requirement of that particular task. But what we are going to do next, the next type of agents that we plan to pick up, these will need AI within the agents, and there is a reason for that, and we will discuss that as we go along. So the what is the next agencies that we wish to build? So we wish to build voice agents, agents that can listen to what we are saying and then respond to our instructions and our voice. So the simplest form of a voice agent would basically be something that transcribes or converts to text whatever we say. Um, and we will start with that, and then we'll build it out. The objective of what we are trying to build is a child tutorial agent. Basically, this will be an agent that can help small children learn concepts, and it's also designed for autistic children. The thing about autistic children is that they are extremely brilliant when it comes to complex tasks, but they struggle to do simple things like brushing your teeth, tying your shoelaces, putting on clothes. So they find simple tasks more difficult than complex tasks. So one of the objectives of building out this system is basically that we can create a small tool where a child could say, can you please show me how to brush my teeth? And the system can respond with images and with audio on how the child should go about doing it. So we could create a series of images which would guide the child, showing him, in parts how that particular task is to be done. It could read out the steps and so on. So, and another thing about AI is, along with transcription, it can also translate. So we could support multiple languages in our agents. So even the child says speaking in a regional language like Hindi or Urdu, or even Gujarati, for example, the AI could understand the language, and it can then respond accordingly. Okay, so that's the broad goal. And now let's break this down. Let's break this down to smaller pieces, and we'll start building it out using our AI coding agent. The one we had set up last time, basically that's Codex. For people who are not aware of how to set it up, we have a video linked in this description, which you can refer to set up the environment and set up Codex so that it runs on your platform. Yeah, so let's take this. What is the next step? So now that we know that we want to build these voice agents, the first barrier to entry for using a voice agent would be a model. So what we need is a model that can understand voice. Now, there are different types of models. Usually many of the models that we use, like the GPT series or the Gemini or the Grok series or even Claude, they are multimodal. Modality basically is the ways in which the model can accept input. So most of the models that we use are multimodal. They can understand text, images, audio, video, and they can respond accordingly. So we are looking for a model that can understand audio, voice, and then it can convert that voice to text. Now, where would I find such a model? So say I'm looking for a model that can accept voice and convert it to text. What are the various platforms where such models are available? One of the go-to platforms in the world of AI is a website called Hugging Face. Let's visit Hugging Face. And now, what does Hugging Face give us? Hugging Face as such has this very large selection of models. If you click on models on this website, you get a very large selection of models. And in this, you have this section for the roles, that what are the different types of models available. And if we go down the roles, we have models that can, let's take a model that can convert audio to text. So we have text to speech, automatic speech recognition. So the models that can convert audio to text are called ASR models, or automatic speech recognition models. So let's take this one now. The way Hugging Face would normally set up their the list of models that would get displayed is they take the most popular model in that particular task and shows it first. So if you see, the first model that comes up here is a model called Whisper. Whisper is one of the most popular models for audio transcription. It's from OpenAI, and interestingly, this model is available for download. You can run it from your own, hardware, laptops, PCs, or you can use the OpenAI service and use the hosted version of this model. The one given here on Hugging Face, the style of Hugging Face is most of the models here, they are downloadable. You can download them and use them on your own PCs. So we have a few models which are available. We have OpenAI Whisper. Whisper comes in various sizes. So the large, probably the large model, we probably will not be able to run it on our laptops. But there are smaller sizes of Whisper which we can run on our laptops per se. So we have Whisper, we have Parakeet. Parakeet is a very interesting model from NVIDIA. It's a very small model. As you can see, 0.6 billion parameters. That's about half a gig of memory is needed to run this model. So it's a very interesting model, small enough to run on our laptops. Another interesting model is NVIDIA's Canary, which is a bigger model, but has, it supports more languages per se. Then you have other options of Whisper and so on. I mean, there's a pretty large selection of models available over here. So I think for this experiment or this particular sample, what we'll do is we'll try to run our audio transcription using Parakeet. The reason for using Parakeet would be that we can use this as something which is open source, is directly available. We don't need to purchase any subscription or any license to use this particular model, and it is small enough to run on most PCs or hardware. So for our example, we will use NVIDIA's Parakeet. This is the model that we would like to use. So you can think of it like we have the broad idea in mind. We know that we want to use a particular model called Parakeet, and we want to start off with just simple converting the words that we speak into text, right? So just simple transcription. We are going to start off with simple transcription and keep adding to it and building on top of it as we go along till the position that we actually reach a complete child tutorial agent or an agent that can help children understand simple concepts. Okay, so that's the goal, and we're going to build on it as we go along. So let's start off. So we have selected the model. So the model is Parakeet. Let me just pick up the ID of this particular model. The ID would basically be the name, that is Parakeet V3. Let's copy this, and we'll go to our agent. We're using Codex. So I've created a new folder. The folder is completely blank. We're going to let Codex do its stuff. We're just going to give it the general direction that we want it to move in, but more or less it's going to be completely autonomous. We are not like reviewing code, or we are not trying to get into details of what code is being generated. What we care about is output. It should just do it should just help us achieve the goals that we want to achieve. So I'm starting Codex. Again, as a reminder, we have installed Codex in the last series. So you can check the installation process from the last video. Okay, now the first question: allow Codex to work in this folder without asking for approval? Yes, we would like to do that. Now, which model are we using? That's the first thing we should check. As of today, the models available in Codex are the GPT-5 models. Now, there is a model. I mean, we discussed this last time. GPT-5 Codex is the software development model of GPT-5. GPT-5 is a model series from OpenAI. So the GPT-5 Codex is a model that is designed for software development, so in a way we are engaging agent. We would call this a coding agent. We're engaging this agent for doing a software development task. So we would like to take a specialist, which is GPT-5 Codex, to do our particular task. Now, the next level is, it asks us what level of reasoning we want to use, low, medium, high. In our case, I think medium is good enough. I know people will prefer to use high most of the time because everyone believes that the things that they're working on are the most complex things that are possible. But in general, you don't need a very high level of complexity when working with models as complex and as large as GPT-5. So a medium complexity reasoning is sufficient for us. Okay, great. We have everything set up. Let's start. So we are telling him we would like to set up a transcription agent, we will use NVIDIA Parakeet for transcription. Let's create a web interface where the user enters some voice input and we transcribe it into English text. Now we will focus on English transcription for the moment, because multilingual transcription, that is where we have support for multiple languages, would need a much more complex model. We'll come to that probably later when we deal with Whisper. Whisper is amazing at multilingual transcription. So I think this is good enough. Let's tell it to start on this particular task. It's simple enough. I don't think it'll take a long time. It should be done in a few minutes. This is another feature that's recently added into these coding models. Is what the coding models do these days is whenever you give them a task, which is a small prompt, we aren't doing any complex prompt engineering over here. We're just giving them a simple prompt. We are telling them to work in a particular direction. What the models do is they will convert that prompt into a series of bulleted tasks. So they convert that simple prompt into a series of instructions, and they follow through on those tasks as a task list, and they will keep ticking off items as they go along. That's what Codex has done here. It created a task list, and it is working through that task list to achieve the goals that we have asked it to achieve. Another aspect of this, as you would see, is again, since we didn't ask Codex to select any particular language, it has defaulted to Python. Python is what we had installed for our base platform in the last video. So again, it has defaulted to Python because most of the models in general, they will always default to Python for writing simple scripts. So it's using Python for the connection aspect of downloading and using that model. One of the advantages of using Python per se in the world of AI is that Python has got fantastic libraries available for AI processing and working with AI models. They already have been working in the domain of AI from ages. People prefer to use Python since a long time. For the domain of AI, there are very nice tools available in Python, like the Transformers library for Hugging Face, which allows you to test out various models on your laptop, or even Pandas, which is an amazing data analysis library available in Python, and so on. And you may not have comparative tools available in other languages or other platforms. So the AI models would often default to Python for anything that requires server-side processing or that uses AI. And for the front end, more often than not, they will use either simple HTML or they will use React. That's something on the front end side that they normally do. I think in our case, he'll probably go with simple HTML because the website is too simple. We're just asking him, I want to be able to give some voice input, and whatever I say should be shown to me as it should be transcribed into English and shown to me. So great, it's done. It says that it has set up everything, and it has given us certain next steps. Now in our case, I don't want to do these next steps, so I will just ask the AI to do it. Can you please run the app? So yeah, I'll just tell him to do these steps himself and just show us the running app. Now, again, it is asking us for permissions, and it is saying that, okay, I'm going to install certain libraries on your laptop in this particular folder. Are you fine with it? And I'm fine because in general, these AI models, they get sandboxed to the folder that they work in. So as long as it is sticking to the folder that's working in, I don't care. So one of the changes that have happened in the world of software development with the advent of AI is more often than not, you're just waiting for the AI agents to complete their work. So you just give them the task, and then you go for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and you come back and see that, is it asking you some more instructions? You say, yeah, please go on, do what you're gonna do. Or you're just observing what it is doing. So often people end up multitasking. They'll start doing other things while the AI agents are working on whatever task you want them to work upon. It's an interesting change in the mindset of software developers, and we probably will get into this in a separate video series. One more thing about these coding agents, there are multiple different types of coding agents from multiple different companies. So the one we are using is from OpenAI ChatGPT is called Codex. This is the one which we are using. But there are many others. There's the most popular one in this domain is the one from Anthropic, Claude. It's supposedly one of the best coding agents that you can get. There is one from Google, it's called the Gemini CLI. There's another one from Microsoft. It is called Copilot. And in general, the one from Claude has certain features which aren't easily available in others. For example, Claude has a feature where it can start off sub-agents. So it can start sub-tasks. So it can take one big task and break it down to smaller tasks and work on the smaller tasks simultaneously, like having a team of software developers, right? So you have engaged a software development company. In one case, there's one software developer, and whatever you tell, he will do. And in another case, there's a software team where they've got 4 developers. And when you give them the task, they can spread it across the 4 and they can work on it simultaneously. So that's something. Some of these agents are able to do that, split out and work simultaneously on a particular task. Okay, I think the problem we faced here is that Codex, due to whatever limitations it has, it cannot run the app directly. So we had to copy the command that Codex was trying to run and just paste it in ourselves. Just let's have a look whether the application started out correctly. So what we can see here is we have some kind of things. It says NVIDIA parakeet transcription, tap record, speak clearly, and we'll transcribe your voice. Let's give this a go. It's asking for permissions to use our mic. That's pretty positive. Hey there, we are using NVIDIA parakeet for transcription. Let's check whether this is working correctly. So it says transcription failed, and we can see there's some kind of an error message available. Let's do one thing. We'll just copy this error over and inform Codex that something went wrong. It was not working the way we would. I mean, it's not working at the moment. So let's see if it can fix the error and get us to a working copy. It's asking us to restart. It's saying it has fixed the problem. We see a bunch of warning messages in general, but you can just ignore them. It just is telling us that there are features which could not be enabled because we don't have a graphics card or a GPU and all of that. Okay, it's done with the changes and the site is up. Let's give it a go. We can see a welcome message. It's asking for us for permission to use our mic. Hey there, good morning. What's going on? And fantastic. You see, it has managed to transcribe what we were saying into text. And this is elementary, the building block of any voice agent. The fact that we can accept sound bites, convert them into text, then process them and do what we want to do with them. And then we come up with our responses and what we are going to show to the user. And there's a very nice voice agent description from OpenAI. For people who are interested in voice agents, they could have a look at this very nice link from OpenAI, where they have given OpenAI has some of the best voice agents, both from the aspect of transcription as well as from the aspect of generating text, generating audio. Sorry. And it has very live speaking agents. So they speak in a very live manner in such a way that you feel that you're talking to a real person. And the one which is very interesting, the one which OpenAI shows as a in their voice agent architecture is the chained architecture is the one which is very, very interesting. So basically in this particular voice agent, you end up using 3 different LLMs. Use one LLM to convert audio to text, which is what we just did. So it can take audio bytes, convert them to text. Then you have the second LLM, which converts that text into an AI response. So you send the user's question or the user's input to an AI platform. It responds to that user's input. And then finally, you take the response and you convert it back into audio. That's a third model, which is a text-to-speech model. And OpenAI has some very nice ones. Recently, there are some very nice ones even released by Microsoft on the text-to-speech side. We will get to those in the, we'll take this forward in the next series, next video on this series. So thank you for watching.